Hey guys, how you doing? Or guys and girls, sorry, I should say. Yesterday I spoke about a load of stuff that was happening in my life, and it's all obviously relevant as everything is. Everything's interlinked, and all plays a part in this wonderful world, or whatever this magical spiritual place is. So essentially, you have to excuse the hair, it's a bit of a mess. Essentially today I just want to talk about energy and the way things flow, and how everything is linked, and how we can tap into that and understand things more, and in turn understand ourselves more. Well, throughout history there's been lots of different religions and so on and so forth in different areas of the world, different cultures, different times, and all of that is obviously relevant to them and their understanding of the world, but they all share a great similarity, and essentially the energies spoken of are all more or less the same thing, which is very interesting, needless to say. So as we travel through life, we start to understand things and see things, and hopefully see patterns or come across patterns, coincidences or whatever. Excuse me. Whatever people like to call it, deja vu, etc., etc. Strange things, strange phenomena. And essentially, I believe and understand that these things are quite often not the case. I.e., there's more to it. So, believe to understand anything, you really need to understand yourself and your relationship with the world. Obviously, that starts with parents. When you're young, that's very informative, but it's not informative for the adult. It's informative only for the child. Of course, the child becomes the adult, but there's a section in between which is rites to passage, which is essentially puberty, I suppose, if you think about it like that. And it is sexual, and the energies are sexual. Most energies are sexual, although it doesn't mean that they have to be sexual in nature. It just means that they are derived of that ongoing development of the species, evolution. So, sexual energies are neutral, funnily enough, or they probably should be, i.e. that one should look to neutralize oneself as much as possible in all realms and all destinies and destinations, or apparent destinations, because clearly there are none. It's just a journey as you're traveling through. But the most interesting and wonderful thing, I think, is that a lot of people talk about being in the moment. Well, I think that's marvelous when you're on your own, and when you're in a peaceful location which is safe and the environment is good and healthy, a healthy, safe environment, then yes, absolutely be in the moment as much as possible. Draw down on it in any way, shape or form. But as you're doing this, or should I say in an unsafe environment, i.e. the world that we seem to have created for ourselves, an unhealthy environment, it's best to be on the moment, so that you're sitting on the little top, looking down at yourself, looking down at others, looking down at everything you do through all the different sections of your life, and seeing what's behind that, what's the motivations for what you're doing, what's the understanding of the motivations, what's the feelings, the emotions, the mind, the body and soul that's behind all of everything that you are and everything that you conduct yourself in to do, and in so doing. And that will lead you to some very interesting places. So as you travel through your life, you'll become exceedingly wise and in turn exceedingly strong and amalgamated within the self. People talk about shadow integration, and I think that's essentially it. You have to be aware of everything and look at it and be on the moment as you're traveling through it, and you know, let it pass through you. I think in that film American Beauty, the guy said, the narrator, I don't know if it was Kevin Spacey who narrated it, I think it probably was, the beauty's so powerful, it wants to make you feel like you want to pop, or the magnetism is so strong that you just, you know, you almost don't know what to do, so you're slightly confused. But you have to let it pass through you, because you can't grab hold of anything. You can only give, and in order to give, you have to let things pass through you as you find them and as they find you. So yeah, I made a short video a minute ago saying no is a new yes, and I think that's very true, sadly, at the moment. Although it's not sad, because there's always a time for saying no, and I believe now is the time. And yes, that autonomy should allow you to orient yourself correctly in life once you start to understand, and that's what Plato said. It's like a ship going to sea, I suppose. You set your course and the ship will go upon that course, and yeah, so which way you decide you want to go, once you're knowledgeable and you understand what the body and the mind and the soul are doing, you can set your course, and of course the rest will follow. Your subconscious will essentially do the hard work for you, which is pretty good, huh? But it's better than following any other nonsense that's put out there for you, and then your subconscious takes that in and of course gets rather confused, and that's not very good either. So if you're confused also, which I probably should have put in the short, just say no to. Anyway, good talks, and yeah, ciao ciao, stay wonderful.